The villagers always avoided the path through Black Hollow after sunset. It wasn't just the stories, the whispers, or the warnings passed down through generations. It was the way the air turned thick as smoke when you neared the trees. How sound seemed to vanish, and the way the forest seemed to breathe. Sophie hadn't believed in any of that. Not until the letter. It came on a Thursday, folded neatly in a dusty envelope. With no return address, the handwriting was elegant but stiff, like someone who hadn't written in decades. It read to Sophie Albright, "You must come at once. The house is waking again. It remembers you." There was no signature, but Sophie's heart dropped, as if something inside her recognized the words like an echo from a forgotten dream. She had grown up with stories about Black Hollow House, a decaying mansion hidden deep within the woods, abandoned. Since long before her birth, her grandmother used to warn her, "Never step into the hollow, child. That place doesn't forget." Sophie never knew why her grandmother spoke of it with such fear, only that her mother refused to mention the place at all. But after her grandmother's death last year, something inside Sophie had shifted. Curiosity stirred something old and buried. And now, this letter. She arrived at Black Hollow just as the sky began to bruise purple with dusk. The trees leaned together like whispering giants, their bark slick and black with age. Each step off the road felt heavier than the last. By the time she reached the gate, her chest was tight and her hands shook. The house stood beyond a cracked stone wall, half swallowed by thorny vines and fog. Its roof slanted like a broken spine. Windows like empty eye sockets stared back at her, lifeless, but something deeper called her forward. Not fear, not quite. More like a memory. She pushed the rusted gate open. It groaned like it hadn't moved in a century. Inside, the garden was overgrown and chaotic, thorn bushes taller than a man, trees whose branches stretched like skeletal arms, and there at the center stood the door. Sophie hesitated, her fingers inches from the handle. And then a voice, faint, familiar. Sophie. She turned, but no one was there.